Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Pavan, an Olympian and beach volleyball world champion and a longtime professional indoor player.
And I'm Adam, former indoor player and coach, current beach volleyball coach, and most importantly, Sarah's husband.
We are here. It is movie day.
It's a semi-finale.
After this, Adam is completely caught up.
No more spoiler tags.
So today we're watching Haikyu, the dumpster battle. I have seen this movie 2 times. Adam, obviously, has never seen it.
0 times.
I'm very excited.
Me too. I'm wearing my shirt. We're in our special filming location. I'm ready to go.
Movie filming location to be extra comfy, you know? So I think not only Adam has been waiting for this moment, I have been waiting for Adam to get to this moment. Our community members have been waiting for this moment. The movie holds a very special place in everybody's hearts. And it is the last bit of Haikyu anime that we have to watch. Now we're all gonna have to wait, Adam included.
This reminds me of sitting in a restaurant alone while everybody else watches the movie.
Because that's what he did, not once, but twice. Okay, I went to the movie with our community members in Toronto and in LA, and Adam showed up for dinner beforehand, and then he just hung out while the rest of us went and had a good time. So now Adam is gonna be in the know, he's gonna be in the action. We're very excited about it. Do you need a recap, or do you know what we're doing here?
The Nakoma match.
Okay.
Get after it.
Just wanted to make sure. As we know, Karasuno beat Inarizaki at the end of season 4, and they are going head to head with Nakoma, hence the dumpster battle.
I am ready to see what we've got going on here. I want to see the match. It's gonna go 3 sets. We're gonna see some middle versus middle battles, some libero battles. We're gonna see the setter battle I'm very curious in, because very different styles. The coaching battle of who's gonna do what. I mean, I'm just excited all the way around.
Every position he is locked in.
Except for the opposite.
And he is taking notes. So here we go. We won't make you wait any longer. We won't make Adam wait any longer. Haikyu, the dumpster battle, is coming right now.
It's gotta be the crow.
Do you recognize that place?
I was assuming we were gonna see Hinata on his bike.
It's the same street where Hinata met Kenma for the first time.
Too much gaming.
Do you remember this moment?
Mm-hmm.
それ面白い？
別にこれはただの暇つぶしです。
あ、バレエやんの？そのシューズ バレーの俺もバレー部俺日向翔よ
コズメケンマ
バレー好き
別になんとなくやってる嫌いじゃないけど疲れるのとかは好きじゃないけど友達がやってるし俺いないと多分困るし
好きになったらもっと楽しいと思うけどない
いよどうせ高校の間やるだけだし
And so it begins.
Just a little callback. Season 1.
もうみんな飯行ったぞ。お前も早くしろ。
Kemma needs his beauty sleep.
アキラー！
おはよういよいよだな楽しみだな
6:40
ちゃん
a.m.
からかこれから戦う相手に気軽にメールしてくるの面白いよね
チビちゃんは全力でお前に勝ちに来るだろうな
そりゃ試合に勝とうとすんのは当然でしょ
そうじゃなくてお前に
意味わかんない
ケンマは多分試合に負けても特になんとも思わない
Oh, don't kid yourself.
でも俺はケンマに勝つ
What time do they play? Why are they awake so early?
It's 6:40. They're probably playing at like 9:30 or 10.
Cats and crows, baby. The garage
Do
dump.
it! The garage dump. Yes, let's never forget one of Adam's many blunders.
いよいよゴミ捨て場の決戦ですね。猫又先生。
でもカラスノと戦うことを目標にここに来たわけじゃ。
Came here to win.
ただ少しだけこの試合を楽しみにしてる人間が多いだけだ。俺も含めてな。行くぞ。あい
Ho
つら
ho.
は昔の因縁なんか知ったこっちゃねえんだ。
猫又先生。
おお、今日はよろしく頼むな。
満を持して勝ちに来ました
Takeda
受け
series
てた
too.
と。
あらあらまあフライング上手のカラスノさんじゃないですか
どうもおかげさまで。
He looks different.
2日連続で見に来るなんてなんだかんだ言って猫間のこと応援してるんじゃない？
違う俺は猫間の負ける姿が見たいだけ
素直じゃないな。
本当だって
Oh, we're not wasting any time. It's go time.
気合い入れていくよ。
Psycho, yes, baby.
絶対絶対応援で負けちゃダメだよ。
Okay, do you recognize the little girl?
Yes.
She's the one at the end of season 4 when
Yeah,
the
who
people
was-
were looking at the matchup and she
Yeah.
got real mad
Yes.
when somebody said Karasuno will win.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what is her tie to the team? Like, she's not somebody's sister or anything, is she?
I want to say yes, or maybe she's a fan. The blonde, the one with the long blonde hair is Lev's sister.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah.
I recognized her from the end of season 4, but I wasn't sure what the context was. I love that we're getting right into this. We're gonna get a full movie of just gameplay. Slow motion, play by play, thought by thought.
This is Adam's dream come true. But then sometimes when we have too much gameplay, he's like, give me a training arc. And then when we have a training arc, sometimes he's like, let's see what they're up to at school.
Yeah, wherever the moment takes you. But I'm looking forward to this match.
So we're diving right in. You said that they looked different. I think they just looked very strained because they were squeezing each other's hands so hard they were shrugging.
Oh, Daichi's chin just looked different. It seemed
Chiseled.
Yeah, it just looked. He didn't look like Daichi.
We also have to remember the animation in season 4 was during COVID.
Yeah.
They were like on
Fair.
a bit of a budget.
Not enough pencils.
But they were squeezing so hard.
As they should. They're friends, but this is, again, like I said before at the end of the season, I'm curious to see what the dynamic is on the court. Because they're all going to want to win, but does it get chippy? Is it walk back stare downs? I'm curious.
Moonwalk, stare downs, back pedal, face the net style.
I'm curious to also see what each team's strategy is. Like, Nakoma will be Nakoma, but who are they going to key on? What's Karasuno going to do to counter that? It's going to be fun. That's Love's sister.
いいなあ、俺もカラスノともネコマともやりてえな。
そうですね。
山本、頑張れよ。
さすが東京勢は応援も多いな。
地元民。よっしゃケンマ、鬼かなコンビ止めたろうぜ。
ブロック分断されるのが一番厄介だからな。
研磨は試合の勝敗にさほど興味がなく、その言葉は熱を持たない。可能か不可能かの分析だけ。
可か不可か。わかんない。よし、いつもの。
The limp hand.
俺たちは血液だ。滞りなく流れろ。酸素を回せ。脳が正常に働くために食い散らかすぞ。
では、
That was like a garbage
スタ
dump
ー
to
ティン
me.
グメンバーの紹介です。まずは昨日優勝候補の稲荷崎高校を破った烏野高校。1番キャプテン烏野の支柱ウィングスパイカー沢村大地。
What?
3番
He now is gonna like work himself into a tizzy. He's gonna be bad at the start.
東根朝日。5番今大会急成長
The
の
Shadow Ace, I love
Oh, that's
that.
a great title.
田中龍之介。9番注目度急上昇の1年生セッター影山飛雄。10番こちらも要注目大会最小ミドルブロッカー日向翔
Just
陽。
let that in.
11番チーム最長身のブロックの要ミドルブロッカー月島圭。リベロは4番守護神にしてムードメーカー西野谷優。
I love that he gets the life of the party in his intro.
監督。そしてバレーボール未経験の武田監督に代わり実質の指導は向井圭心コーチが務め
And since he has no idea what he's doing, this guy will actually be in charge.
俺の孫。
すごい。
若いのにね。
顔そっくりですね。
続いてネコマ高校。1番キャプテン黒尾哲郎オールラウンダーミドルブロッカーです。2番
Your boy.
攻守に安定した実力常に冷静な3年生ウィングスパイカー甲斐信之。4番2年生エース山本武虎ネコマの主砲。5番ネコマの頭脳セッター小爪研磨。今大会そのクセ者ぶりが現れつつあります。6番変幻自在なコース打ちに注目
Because he's not
2
looking
年
at
生ウィ
anything
ングスパイ
specific.
カ
Staring
ー
at
福
the
永
lights.
翔平。11番その体育とセンスでネコマの主力となりつつあります1年生ミドルブロッカー相葉リエーフ。リベロは3番守備のネコマのエース薬森助。率いるのはネコマ田康文監督。
He's gonna hate that guy.
この人でしょ、師匠のライバル化け猫監督。猫又監督だろ。師匠もこの大会出たかったんじゃないの。
そうでもねえかな。
春高のパンフレットに俺の名前は載ってねえが、俺の弟子がそこにいるし、俺の血はそこにある。申し分なし。
これは今の戦い、こいつらの戦い。でも俺たちだけの力でここに立っているわけじゃない。そのくらいこいつらだって分かってるよ。だから満喫してくれ、ジジイ。
I love that they're both thinking about each other.
Grandpa Ukai would never admit it, but he is so proud.
Absolutely.
Telling all of the people in the hospital and the nurses that his grandson is coaching.
Did we know he was in the hospital? Or is that just a scene that, like, nothing happened to him that I forgot, did it?
I think it was mentioned at the end of season 4 that something happened, but then in the bonus scene they were out at dinner. Remember?
Yeah.
So anyway, yes. Health issues.
I thought maybe he was just living in a retirement home.
No.
Got it.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But he called Hinata his student.
Yes. And I wasn't sure why he didn't want to be there, but I love that he's watching and supporting.
Well, he was part of the history.
Right.
Of the Battle of the Garbage Dump. So it's like he knows enough to know that he laid the foundation.
Yeah.
But it's not about him, you know?
Fair, yeah.
And he's like, it's enough that my student and my blood are there. Oh, it's just like, and then the fact that Ukai is thinking of him.
Yeah.
It's just.
It's a really cool moment between the different generations. Ooh.
That's a good spin.
Perfect pass. Well, this got intense real quick. Yeah, buddy. That was an intense first rally.
Welcome to the match, everybody.
翔陽は面白いから、翔陽たちと練習じゃない試合やってみたいかもって。負けたら即ゲームオーバーの試合。やろう。
That's a heck of a rally.
Oh, that grin. I have goosebumps about
too.
that grin, okay?
Me too. Don't ever tell me that Kema doesn't care about winning or losing.
全国に来てからの最新の商用は今までと違って最初に飛び出してくるとは限らないみたい。でも早いのも普通にあるからね。
ですよね。
チビちゃんはマイナステンポの攻撃の存在自体をおとりにしつつある。
最後に練習試合やったの10月だっけ？そっからまた進化してるってことかよ。
はあ、ふざけんな。蛇を食らった猫。ヘビー猫リグ。
そう、進化してるのはこっちもだよね。
シンクロ攻撃。
Tsushima's dialed in.
Oh boy.
シンクロ攻撃。
攻撃来ない。
猫 馬もシンクロ攻撃でしたよね。猫とカラス、雑食
うがうが。
本物の猫は肉食だ。
そうっすか。猫間相手に5枚攻撃は初だよな。クロウ、しっかりついてきやがった。
なんつってもクロウさんはネチネチブロック月島の師匠ですから。
吹っ飛ばされんのはまだ手が上なんじゃない？手は前っつったでしょ、信勝くん。
アドバイスなんて相変わらず余裕ですね。
Yeah, baby.
煽ってるだけ。
なけんな月。
クロウさん、また月島をイラつかすこと言ってんだろうな。
I love how everybody's perception of what's going on is different.
Oh, he not it yet, baby.
Not Lev's forte. Ooh, off the block and out, baby. There's no way
good rallies
that Noya stays upright on that.
この前までボールと一緒に着地してたくせにな。
当たり前ですけど、初めて練習試合した時とは全く別のチームですね。
おっかねえな。雑食も雑食。よりでっかい相手を食らって育ってきた。
さあ、どう倒す？
What did you think about them complimenting each other?
I think that's just their personalities.
I've never seen that happen in real life.
Okay, fine, but like we've seen the relationships between both of these teams, and Noya and Yaku are very similar.
Yeah, no, I totally. It's completely in line with the story. I was just curious about your, like, having played. Have you ever seen that between, like, teams that are friends where they're giving compliments?
When I've played
Mid-match.
against people and they make an outstanding shot, I would turn and be like, nice.
She's classier than I am.
When I was older. When I was younger, no.
Okay, I was just curious.
Did you recognize all the guys in the stands?
Yeah.
Who were they?
You had the snake guy, you had Ubugawa
Well,
guy.
Snake Guy is with his girlfriend, still.
The, like, big lips. What's his name?
Ubugawa guy?
That's Ubugawa guy. I'd have to go
And
back
then
and look
the other
at
guy was played for Shinzen Cauliflower Hair when they
Yeah.
were in the training camp in
Yeah,
season
yeah.
2. We're bringing back all the stars for
All
this
the-
movie, okay?
all the potential draft candidates.
Yes, just refreshing Adam's mind.
He needs it.
Just beating the crap out of the ball.
こいつらが前と同じだったことなんかない。いつも通り探って慣れて見極めろ。
Good swing.
Dude, the game just started.
スガちゃんが今日もほっと。
あの人見かけによらずテンション高いっすよね。
Oh, he's been on one all nationals.
もう来た。僕、格上の誰かに勝とうと思ったことなんかないです。クロウさんに勝とうなんて、まさか、そんな。僕一人で勝とうなんて。
He's talking about Yamaguchi.
Mm-hmm. Practice pays off, baby.
Begrudgingly.
Ooh, good take with your hands.
Great move.
Ooh. I love that it's Aratsuki. Yeah, but he's mine.
Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps. I'm almost crying.
No. Oh, we got the misty eye going. What's got you misty
Not
eyed?
a full-blown sob, but tears. 2 parts.
Let's just remember that this is her 3rd time through this episode.
And
movie.
do we need to remind everybody how much harder I cried my 2nd time through the whole series than the 1st time? So, this tracks. A couple things. First of all, when he said Yamaguchi's gonna surpass me, what did you think about that?
It's an interesting question, or an interesting statement, because he's just so much more physical and smarter. The comment kind of caught me off guard. I get that he's become very, very good at this one thing, but yeah, I'm just not sure that that's true. But I love their relationship, and I love how confident in him he is.
I just think it speaks to Yamaguchi's determination.
100%.
And how hard he has worked. And yeah, he is going to continue to develop his skills because he has that desire to be so good.
I totally agree.
That's what I think it refers to.
Yeah, and I'm on the same page. It's just an interesting statement coming from somebody who's as good as Tsukishima is. And who's also gotten better. But I don't think
he thinks that he's that good.
That might be true, but from the outside.
And then the second part that got me teared up is like, it's just like a perfect full circle moment of Tsukishima's character development overall, because he was so reluctant to buy into the team, so reluctant to work hard. It's just a game, blah, blah, blah. It's just a club, who cares? And then to have the question directly asked to him, like, how do you feel about volleyball? And he was like, thanks to everyone, it can be kind of fun. Like,
yeah,
that is just the perfect, you know, it's not, the movie's like just starting, but it's like the perfect closure to everything that we have been through with him.
Yeah, especially with Bokuto on the side. Like that dynamic of him being almost the older brother and being excited for him as part of that arc of him enjoying.
Well, and he's the one that introduced the concept of like, this is when you fall in love with volleyball.
Yeah. I love his sarcastic chirps. Like Kuro is running his mouth and he's like, oh, I could never be as good as the great Kuro, but he's alluding to his team being able to beat them, which I thought was awesome. Sounds like the 3-year-old next door.
Get out.
Oh, what a dig! Hit the gym.
Hung out with that one-handed perfect set again.
ネットを越えるのは A パスじゃねえけどな。
そうっすね。
わかったってば。
影山強えな。
ネット際じゃなくてもアタックライン近辺に上げてもらえれば十分です。
Let everybody relax. Let everybody feel like they can just play.
かっけえこと言いよるわ。聞いた。よそはよそ、うちはうちです。
おかんか。
何でも張り合えばいいってもんじゃないの。福永、センター。
Ooh, off the shoulder.
逆サイド。
Oh my gosh, why do teams do this to me?
決まったって思ったらまだでしたってやつ。猫間相手だとよくあるから気をつけよう。
They just look better.
体はライト方向へ流れてんのに
Who?
レフトドンピシャリのトス。
Careful. Oh,
それ
sorry.
をちゃんと上げてくれるって分かってる攻撃陣もまた。
すげえな。
Kirasuno needs, or Nakoma needs to stop admiring them and play.
戦えることへの高揚と尊重。いいね。でも奴だけは少し違う。集大成の勝負、因縁の対決。負ければ3年生は引退。そういうことにはやはりさほど興味はなく、ただただカラスの羽をもいでみたくて仕方がないのだ。
どれだけ攻撃力あんだよ、カラスのは。
いやでもいい感じじゃん。
どっち？猫間の方？
うん。
勝ってないのに？
猫間は序盤リードされるのが珍しい。
As they calibrate.
でも
That's
そ
what
の
I
間
was
に
just
相
thinking.
手の攻撃のインプットを優先してるんだよ。それで後半じわじわ追い上げていくのが猫間スタイル。でも今回はあの大火力集団カラスの相手に序盤からここまでずっとついていってる。猫間としてはかなり優秀な試合運びだと思うよ。
長い、押し込め影山。抑えるリエフ。
いけリエフ。技術ではまず勝てねえけど、まず勝てねえけど、でかさと勢いでゴリ押せ。
Wow!
He actually moved fast!
You know Kenma's engaged when you get a chasing jump set. And I love how everybody thinks like he doesn't care if he wins or loses, but that's not actually true. It just looks different. Winning to him means that he's solved the puzzle, and that's what's important to him. The outcome doesn't matter, but it's getting to the solution, which innately means you win. And I like the analogy of they always start slow, but they make really good adjustments. That's the caliber of championship teams. And I'm curious to see how that goes. Karasuno definitely needs to win the first set, I think, to put them in place.
No, but that's like the identity. That is like a hallmark, trademark, any kind of mark of very defensive-minded teams.
Yeah.
They will always start down because they're getting a read on the hitters' angles, you know, the offense. So yeah, I like that they incorporated that.
Yeah, and I like, you kind of see Kenma's emotion in this match and people talking about him, and then off the block, it's sprint, jump. Like that kind of juxtaposition of those two things is really cool, just to kind of see how he thinks about it, but that he's also engaged.
Started with that smirk.
ちょっと低かったです。
コズメさんって動くんですね。
まあ一応生きてるからね。
影山にも負けてねえぞケンバ。
何言ってんの。
そんなにも。
あんな頑張ってるやつと一緒にしたら失礼。でもすごくすごいものを見ると 自分の中のできそうなラインが
I love
更
that.
新されるよ。
Oh.
そりゃそうだよな。こいつらも前と同じなわけねえんだよな。
Smile. Ooh, they closed the gap. Knew it was gonna be short.
Smart.
取れて当然のボールだボケ。
ひなたはもうレシーブの穴じゃない。
Ooh, good swing.
Yeah, but it slows down his offense.
おめえレシーブだけして満足してんじゃねえぞ。わかってし。
Ooh. Overtime.
Oh, dang.
おいおい、まだ第一セットだぞ。
しんどいな。
Is
That
that
better
up?
land. Are you kidding me?
They're over. Yep.
2で押し込むと見せかけブロックの反則を狙った。
これ得意かも。
Oh.
ナイスレシーブ。いけ。
Keep going, keep going.
Dumb.
カラスのは一貫して多人数
They're
攻
choosing the
撃。
front row.
猫間のブロックを振り回すな。
You guys,
They touch everything.
stop it.
返球で精一杯だ。
チャンスボール。帰ってくれ。もう一発。助走距離確保。
He watched their movement.
The smile again.
カラスのここでまさかのお見合い。カラスの第一セットを奪われる。第一セットは猫間が制しま
That
した。
hurts.
いやー、ミスはミスなんですけれども、今の小爪君の返球、スパイクの体勢に入ろうとするスパイカーたちの絶妙な間を狙ってたんですよね。影山君がトスを上げにネット際へ走る道でもあって、人が交錯する場所であり、なおかつリベロの逆をついた。カラスノは他チームと比べて非常に攻撃意識が高いチームですが、今のは全員の意識が攻撃へ強く向いてしまったがゆえのミスですよね。長所が裏目に出たというか、小爪君に長所を利用されたというべきですかね。
So this is a total sidebar, but we just had a crow banging on our chimney making a racket as Karasuno lost that first set.
Like, actually though, we're literally that last play was happening and I heard this banging in our fireplace, which like is a legit fireplace that like goes outside. And so Adam just went to check and he was like, oh my gosh, there's a crow. He was pushing Karasuno for that win, okay? And then it continued after the set was over. So he's like, you guys, get it together. What are the chances?
But I had to say something because it was just, what are the odds?
Okay, wow.
Massive crow, FYI.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with them either because they remember everything.
Yeah, I definitely did. I thought about throwing something at it, but then I didn't.
I've been attacked by a crow once. It's not fun. Anyway.
This
Sorry.
This is a heartbreaking way to lose this set.
Like, you've got to be joking me.
But it's...
You're gonna let a free ball land?
Yeah, but it's so smart by Kenma, who's watched path of the setter, everybody's getting ready to hit, libero can't get over to take, like, it's genius. You're in the middle of the rally, everybody's focused on their own thing, and you didn't take care of the basics. And it's, that loss is devastating.
Well, in the last stretch, they outscored Kirisuno 10-5.
Yeah.
Kirisuno was up 20-17. They lost 27-25.
And they just don't let the ball drop.
Well, even when they do the like wide pan angle of the game, it's like the one side, the ball's just getting popped up and the other side is just like, it's offense versus defense. And Kenma definitely won them that set with that smart pull the hands away play.
Yeah.
And then the free ball. Obviously the rest of the team was keeping the ball alive. But.
Yeah. What did you think of his, maybe I'm actually really good at this.
Well, I also loved when he was like, when I see somebody do something amazing, it makes me rethink my limits.
That's been my favorite line of the movie so far. It's... Kenma is one of those people who's just innately good at things and he doesn't realize how good.
Well, and he has just identified, like, his identity is wrapped up in, like, I don't like to work hard. I'm, like, smart. I solve problems, but I'm not athletic. But then to see that he, too, can be inspired by somebody doing something great is like, oh, there's something in there.
Yeah. The more you get to know him, the more I like him.
昔強かったらしいけど一回衰えてでも最近は強いと思うよ
どこの学校
ケンマ
黒だじゃ
あケンマ
またね翔よ
That probably meant a lot to Kuro.
珍しいな。知り合いじゃないだろう。お前があんな親しそうに喋ってるのなんて見たことなかったからさ。
それはなんでだろ
う。Just a feeling.
カラスのしんどいな。ですね。
強いサーブでガンガン点を取れるならそれがいいに決まってるけどうちはまだそうじゃないサーブで取れる人は点取ってね
ういまたおしんこつけたい人はつけてねみたいに
黒も言ってたよねどんなプレーも完全攻略法なんてない翔陽がいつも10点決めてるところから 2,3 点でも削れればいいんだ
今日はやはりケンマが積極的だ
He wants to beat them.
Yes.
また10番狙い
This is a smart tactic. And nobody uses it except them.
横に走ったブロード
ナイスキラだ
Kanye walked away so
必
fast.
ずしも翔陽を使う必要はなかったでも
このくらいなら速攻を封じたことにはならねえぞ
I know what you're doing, and I'm gonna show you that it doesn't work.
みたいだねでも俺もいい感じだと思ったんだけどな翔陽面白いままでいてね
He's like a cat.
Yes.
どうしたひなた。
あとたった1セット落としたら終わりなんて。
負けたらそんなこと考えて水差しちゃダメだよ。水を差すの使い方合ってる？合ってます。後のことじゃなく今見て、俺たちがどのくらい強くなったか見て。僕とさ、ちょっと圧が強いです。ごめんね。
いえ、今までの自分になかった思考を思い知るのは痛気持ちいいです。
リードしてたよね。うんこして帰ってきたら第一セット取られてんじゃん。
なんでみんな自分ので見ないんだ。
猫間だっけ？自分だったら絶対戦いたくないタイプだけど、見てる分には最高だよね。カラスの大変だね。攻撃決まらなくてイライラしそうだけど、イライラしてる。辛いかな？辛いよね。頑張れ。知らんけど。
I would be like Goshiki in this situation. I'd be like, please leave.
まるで猫ちゃんだけが粘ってるみたいに言うね。
猫間は守備で粘る。カラスマは攻撃で粘る。
しつこくしつこく毎度全員がスパイカーでお通り。粘ってる場所が地上か空中か違いな。
I love that.
天童さんは実況の人に厳しい。
でも飛ぶっていう一番きつい動作を繰り返す空中が縄張りのカラスの方がしんどいだろうね。そんで多分猫ちゃんもそれを分かってる。
The kitties.
さあ、カラスを地面に引きずり下ろせ。
That is so cool.
ジャンボジャンボ。シンクロ攻撃。
時として一番辛く見える道が一番楽な道。
だから嫌いだよ。これ何セット目ですっけ？5セット目みてえなんですけど。
You can do it. You can do it.
まだ2セット目の最初です。もっと試合やれますよ。
先は長いっすね。
くっそー、何回も全員攻撃。
相手誰だと思ってんだ。カラスのだぞ。大丈夫。ちゃんと疲れてきてる。無限の体力なんてない。まあそれは俺たちも同じだけど。
ケンバ
やめて、その単語だけはやめて。
根性見してこうぜ。
Guts! I love all the imagery.
Yes. The cat in the background, like lunging over top of them. That was amazing.
But just like, these are scrappers. These are scrappy animals.
Yeah.
And one of them fights in the air, the other one fights on land. And it's harder to be the crow because you've got to jump over and over. Like, the imagery is so good.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that statement though. The imagery is amazing. Absolutely. But think about from a volleyball, well, two things. One, the crows can just glide up there endlessly. It's almost effortless.
The actual crows, yes.
Yeah. But from an imagery standpoint, that's all I'm saying. But it's so hard because
it's so hard to keep just getting the ball back without being super aggressive in your own right.
Yeah, like Nakoma keeps extending the rallies, but they still have to score points.
Mm-hmm.
And Karasuno just keeps...
You can't just wait for the other team to make an error.
No, and that's where it's a little bit interesting to me because you also... being on offense, I feel, gives you energy. Like spiking and attacking, it's aggressive, it's fun. You want to do it again and again. Yes, it's frustrating when they keep getting balls back, but on the other end, you have to be wired a certain way, and Nakoma seems to be, but getting shelled over and over and over again is also grating. Now, they've created their identity around that so they can sink into that, but I think in general, it's much better to be the aggressor.
In your experience watching a situation similar to this, who usually comes out on top?
It's usually the team that's the aggressor. And now, prone to mistakes, errors, if there are teams that are hotheads and you can kind of get under one player's skin, but I don't really see that happening to Karasuno except for maybe Tanaka. Like everybody else is pretty level-headed. You don't, it's not a Bokuto, right? You don't see, there's not somebody who's prone to going sideways and giving up 5 or 6 points. They're
I would say
consistent.
Asahi is probably, the two left sides are, Asahi's probably the most mentally weak.
He is, but he's come
Tanaka
so
is more
far.
emotional.
Yes. Asahi's arc has been completed for me. He's been lights out, and he's been consistent and reliable. I would honestly, if I was Coach Ukai, I'd be more worried about Tanaka going in the tank at this point than Asahi. And again, this isn't a team that matches up well against Asahi because he's big and physical. He's hitting against Kenma and who's their right side? Who else would be blocking? Kai. Like, not super physically imposing. Like, this isn't a team that would rattle Asahi, I don't think.
Also, if you watched our episode 24, you know that we have our Karasuno and Nakoma jackets.
It's a little spicy.
That were especially meant for this movie, and we 1000% would be wearing them if it wasn't currently over 80 degrees in our house. Okay? We thought about it. We had them at the ready.
We had them on and I started sweating.
We didn't want to pass out.
Wow.
ひなた、俺にビビったんだろ。
何をちげえしゃん
PF 違わねえもっと落ち着けボケ
次は決めるボールよこせ影山
They're like, we're just gonna keep the ball alive until somebody messes up.
よし行け今日なかなか翔ちゃん決められないね
Oh.
多少の乱れは奴らには関係ねえ。
They know.
He's dry.
よっしゃ
すごい
読まれた日向にブロック3枚
Look at the Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I know we just paused it, but did you see Ukai's face? The grin on his face as he was sitting in his hospital bed.
No, for some reason my face went to the kids.
He had this maniacal grin on his face. Like, that was an amazing set and just a pure, how good is that volleyball?
Volley nerd lifestyle.
Nakoma has paid attention, and they know that Kageyama and Hinata like to run those free quicks in
unpredictable.
Yes. And this is a good thing, but now Kageyama has to make different decisions because it's not just the speed and the accuracy to run a weird play or an unexpected play in this because Nakoma knows it's coming. He needs to use Hinata as a decoy in those situations and then maybe set him a little bit more straight up and down on good passes. They know what they're trying to do. Similar to how they got the twins in the last one. They know it's coming. And I thought that was incredible. A triple block on a free quick. That's like, how sure are you that something is gonna happen? That's amazing.
次カラスノが攻撃するとき、翔陽が万全の体勢で助走に入ったら、ブロック3枚とも翔陽にコミットして、多分頃合いだから。
今、日向にコミットってなんでわかったんですか？ケンマさん怖いです。
今日、翔陽の打数が少ないのはわかるよね。
はい。サーブで日向をうまく狙えた時ですよね。
それだけじゃないでしょ。
翔陽に取らすだけじゃない。俺のことも使ってやがる。このセットの最初、翔陽が自分で拾ってさらにブロードを仕掛けたろ。でも次の同じローテ、そしてさっき俺にあの位置で取らすことで翔陽がライトへ走る助走路を塞いだ。最初はたまたまかと思った。でも狙ってやがる。
徹底した日向潰し。
飛ぶのが大好きな翔陽が飛べないことにより苛立ちや焦りが募る。さっきの力んだアウトでより明確になった。そしてセッターならスパイカーのミスをそのままにしたくない。だからタイミングさえ来れば翔陽に上がると思った。
ケンマさん怖いです。
怖いな。
怖い。
ちょっとでいいんだ。何回も言うけど、どんな攻撃も全部封じるなんて不可能。カラスノのいつもならきっと決めてた数本を削れればいい。その小さなストレスの積み重ねは1本のミスにつながるかもしれない。それが2本、3本になればいい。点だけじゃなく線。翔陽の動線を立つ。助走は翔陽の翼だね。
I love that.
The end.
ケンマー、なんだ腹減りか？おばさんにエビせんもらったけど食う？
ゲームオーバーよりゲームクリアの方が悲しい。
あ？しゃー！しゃ
ー！ Coach Ukai is making an adjustment.
Nice. 最強のおとりを邪魔できればブロックは格段に動きやすくなる。翔陽に取らせたり助走路を塞げなかったとしても迷ってくれるだけでもいいんだ。俺が取る、後ろかサイドに任せるって。翔陽は今絶対にレシーブの意識が高くなってる。
ここまでチビちゃんの存在感が薄いと感じるのは初めてだな。
翔陽はきっと全部頑張る。レシーブも助走の確保も。でも頑張って何でもできるわけじゃない。
俺もいるぞ。
Left out of the back row. Wow.
バックアタックあんのかよ。リエーフだしね。頭に入れつつ切り替え。
Miss.
Oh my gosh, the lip.
くそー、日向1点も取れずに光栄か。
日向ナイスだ。
すごいね。びっくりした。 商用は面白いから。
インパったるぞー。ナイス
He's feeling separated from the team.
ただの暇つぶしだし、別に普通かな。面白いままでいてね。
They are getting to a player.
商用お前の出番だぜ。はい。
すげえな。面白えな。
こんなお祭りそうそうねえのに2セットだけで終わるなんてもったいねえべや。
They always sneak back.
福永さん。よし。
That's
Their
because he can
sneaky
swing.
play.
Setters always set setters.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, it is frustrating. That makes it sound so, like, you know, bad.
Yeah.
That's not what it is.
This is so good.
There are so many little mind pieces in this. I'm just gonna say, I hate how Kenma worded it. Like, if Hinata can't jump at 100%, Kageyama has no use for him. Making it seem like Kageyama is putting himself above Hinata and like, do you know what I mean? It's just like, that's not what it is. It's just based on Hinata's physical limitations, he needs to be able to jump at 100% to be able to compete at the net. It's not that Kageyama has no use for him, it's that he just can't.
That's how I took it.
Well, I know that's what it means, but it's just like the way it's worded is like, ugh.
But it's so the way he thinks. It's like, how do I take this away so that it's not useful
And the
anymore?
sneaky two ball over passing it.
Yeah.
Knowing that he'd have to dive for it. Like, and then with the sweat on the ground that completely disrupts his approach going backwards if the play continues. Like, he's thinking of everything.
But he's genius level when it comes to his brain. And I bet you he even knows how Hinata thinks, like, check the box, get to my spot. Like, and so he's disrupting what Hinata does for himself to be effective. And it's just so good. They've taken away, he's the spirit of the team. And now that he's kind of out and moping around and didn't even realize he was back on the court.
Which has never happened.
I know, he's always so excited to do that. It's just, well, and then Kuro said, you feel bad that he's done it. Like, they're kind of friends and you can see how well the plan worked, but now he kind of feels bad that Hinata is sad and whatever else.
Well, what do you think about Hinata being kind of pouty?
I don't know if he's pouty or if he just feels out of rhythm. Like, he's not doing anything overtly that makes it seem like it's about him.
He literally looked like he was so frustrated he could break into tears on the bench, and then he didn't even know he was going back in.
Yeah, to me that's different than pouting. I think he feels disconnected from the match in a way that he has never felt before.
Well, it's part of learning and growing.
Well, 100%. It's just, it's tough to learn in a match like this with these kind of consequences.
俺は価値を感じない。
ひなた、ナイスレシーブ。その調子で次も頼むぞ。
はい。黒い方の10番って何役？小さいしアタックもあんま打たないけど、何のためにいるのかな。
1セット目は結構活躍してたけど。
その10番に仕事させないためにこっちも頑張ってんだからね。ナイス
ー。苦しいよね、翔陽。
研磨が俺のレシーブで俺を閉じ込めようとしている。
And his feathers were all plucked out.
人は答えを探す。
どうすればレシーブをしていい助走を確保できる？
焦りと苛立ちから抜け出すための近道を探して。
For someone who hates people, he knows them very well.
そうやってもがくといい。
This is the endgame Kenma was waiting for, baby.
Now they took up two.
レシーブが俺を閉じ込める。
ゲームオーバー。ここまでかな。
それでもどっちかを選ぶわけにはいかない。
That's when you said he was making an adjustment.
He's back!
I'm perfecting the BAM jump. You better call that in. What? Challenge that.
Are there challenges in high school?
No.
World Champion World?
I would challenge it though.
No Hawk 6?
Bolt 6.
That's what I meant. Hawkeye, Bolt 6. Mix them up.
Okay. I got a little teary-eyed again.
Me too.
You did?
A little bit. It's just a game of back and forth and adjustments and figuring out how to use people properly. And I said it before, and this just confirms my prediction that Hinata should be an outside. He can hit that ball, he can hit the high ball, give him more court and more angles to swing out of. I love that decision. You have to find a way. You were dying by 1,000 little cuts this way, and you needed to find a way to get him back in the game.
Give my boy Kageyama some props here, everybody, okay?
That goes against everything Kageyama-esque. I'm just gonna set a really high ball in the middle of the court.
But literally all Ukai said is just let's be confident. It wasn't even an adjustment. It was just maybe mental reminder.
Yeah.
And I'm loving the callbacks to different seasons, different episodes. Like that callback after he got back from the national team being like, you can jump even higher, teaching him how to jump because he saw Elf Guy jumping. Like they've been working on it, and it's just like, no, we need to rank really back in here.
Let me ask you something. When you're in a match and you're playing like this, beach or indoor, have you ever thought about previous experiences or like gone back to something to draw on in a moment?
Well, I'm not sure this exactly is like them drawing on previous experiences.
Well,
like they have been working on it, they just haven't used it in a game because they haven't had to.
Yeah, fair. But, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess they're flashbacks to connect you with the customer. I guess I was curious if...
I can't tell you the number of times I have said to myself or my teammates, we've done way harder than this. Or we've come back from way worse than this.
Yeah.
Like we've been here before. It's totally fine. But like to think back to a specific play in a specific match and then like think about it, no.
Okay. I was wondering if Kageyama was thinking about him jumping specifically or anything else. And I know they're connecting with us who are watching it, but that thought just popped into my mind of if you had ever done that.
I like him.
2枚の盾装備完了。
頑張るぞー。ただでさえフロアディフェンスやべえのに前も高くしてくるってなんだよ。反則なんじゃないでしょうか。
もし次商用のオープンが来たらブロックのタイミング我慢してね。
はい。
商用は俺たちより長く空中にいるから。
They're not some mere mortals.
対応された。
Dang it!
また。
Yes.
タイミング我慢して。せーの。
Let's do an umbrella swing here. Calling it back to Bokuto's teachings, everybody. Oh my gosh. Go.
So many good block touches. Dig. He gets hit by the ball.
You better call that in, boy. Okay, we're tied.
Kind of like payback for the first set.
今のは良かったよね。
オタクの10番何なんですか？
ちょっとわかんないです。
あかねちゃん、まだ勝負はこれからだわ。分かってる。でも悔しい。こんなこと言うのはナンセンス。でも悔しい。レシーブで点を取られた。セットカウント1対1。でも実際は2セット目を取った方が有利。それに10番。
Do you think that the third set goes to the advantage of the person who won the second, or do you think it's a wash?
I think it. I mean, I think it depends on how the set before ended. Honestly, it's.
This to me does not strike me as advantage Karasuno.
No, this has been very back and forth.
Yeah, okay.
10番の完全復活。
100% で飛べない賞ように影山は興味なんてないと
But he
思っ
jumped
て
at
た。
120%.
100% で飛べないなら飛べるように答える。
鬼と鬼だな。ただのまぐれにいつまでも浮かれてんじゃねえ。たまには褒めたら。お前またごちゃごちゃ何か考えて。
ガッとやっちゃいましょう。ガッと。俺が20点取ったりますよ。
Never lacking in
皆さんでどうぞ。
なあ、知ってる。筋トレってさ、例えば普通の腹筋100回やるより10回できるかできないかくらいの負荷かけてやった方がいいんだってよ。
何の話だ？
回数多ければ多いほどいいんじゃないんすか？
つまり
普通の20点よりヘビーな1点。
コクリじゃねえよ。ヘビーな1点ってなんだ。20点取れ。
なあ知ってる？
おい、お前の場合はもっとテンション上げてけ。つうかお前のさっきのラストのストレートすごくなかった？いつの間に練習したの？
わざーす。さすがですね。
He's a good leader.
Yeah, he is. He knows what his guys need.
タイミング気をつけるぞ。さっきのは良かったから。
それも言った。
あっそう。なんだよ。
よく喋るなぁと思って。
突然のパンチ。
黒は人をその気にさせるのがうまい。今も昔も。
惜しい惜しい。ではこう。
He's super cute.
ちゃんと飛ぶから。
バレエできる人探せば素人とやってもつまんないでしょ。
つまんなくない。覚えるの早い。頭いい。
そう。
His
家の
superpower.
隣に引っ越してきた黒に誘われて初めてやったバレーボール。褒め言葉に浮かれたのが運の尽き。
な土曜日空いてる？
Oh my gosh, they're adorable.
Seriously.
やあ、見学に来たの？一緒にやる？それ。そう。おお、上手上手。
I know kids that have done that. It's
か
perfect.
っこいいけど、あれはやんないの？
あれはスパイク。かっこいいだろ。でも背が大きくないと打てないから。
じゃあネットを下げればいい。最初こそまずはできる喜びじゃないかい。
Very true.
好きこそものの上手だね。なあ。
ほんの小さな出来事だ。でも黒はこの日を忘れないんじゃないかなってなんとなく思った。
ケンマ、バレエしようぜ。
And Ken was just studying the game.
今見たの見た、ライトの方を一瞬見てそっちにあげるかと思いきやレフトにあげた。
雨上がったし見るのもういいから外行こうぜ。
黒が持ってきたんじゃん。ね、先週見たやつもう一回持ってきてよ。
Where's the pattern?
やっぱお前セッターになれよ。参謀って感じでかっこいいぞ。
参謀。
それにセッターもあんまり動かなくていいポジションなんだぞ。ね。
大嘘。
いやたまにはケンマもサッカー連れてってくれないかななんて。
でもケンマは行きたくないと思う。俺行きたくないのもよくわかる。ちょっとでも行きたそうだったら絶対連れてくけど、ケンマもそうじゃない。でもケンマは好きなことなら一生懸命やるから大丈夫。
I know you love that about Kuro.
Yeah, I think that their history and their story is just so...
It's perfect.
Perfect.
Yes. And, you know, everybody should try everything because you never know what you would be good at. Like, think about what Nakoma would be missing if Kuro hadn't brought his gaming buddy to volleyball. And then Kenma gets to put his brain to use in a way that benefits everybody. And I love the analogy, and I played a lot of video games growing up, but just like, I took away your magical and your ranged attack, but now you have the physical one. Like, it's just how his brain processes things, and it's just so cool, and I love his thought process around the game.
I loved when they were watching the game and Kuro was so emotional and animated, but Kenma's eyes, like, he didn't blink. He was just fixated on what was happening.
Yeah.
And while he might not be the prototype for an athlete or whatever, you can tell that he is interested and that he was thinking through things even as a little kid, and it's just so great.
I think my favorite line though was when he called Kuro a liar for saying there wouldn't be any running involved.
黒がただのパリピ風野郎なら一緒にやってない。
なんでさっきから切りかかってくんの？
確かに俺はできるなら汗かきたくないし、練習よりゲームしたい時もあるし、バレエはやるより見る方が好きかなって思う。でも
He was always there for him.
さてと、やらなくちゃって思うのは悪くないよ。
どいつもこいつも自由かよ。しんどい時間は超えてきた。ご褒美タイムだ。
This is for all the marbles.
Oh my gosh, this is making me so nostalgic for all the seasons.
Like a cat.
Seriously. They inspire each other to be better.
Yeah.
The mutual respect, I'm like, yes. Dang it! I love Kuro, but I really...
純粋に疑問なんですが、どうしてそんなに必死にやるんですか？
すっげえ、頑張んないと。ラリー続くと疲れるでしょ。
クロウさんが頑張んなきゃすぐ終わるんじゃないですか？
ツッキーも疲れてくると切れるタイプかな。
どうもおかげさまです。
こちらこそです。スイカの種飲み込むと腹で発芽するって知ってた？ほっとくと付き合うって。
そうですか。気をつけます。
知ってる？僕とのさ。
多分知らないですけど大丈夫です。
僕とクロウ。指の先まで力込めろ。絶対に吹っ飛ばされ1の時は基本的に相手の体の正面じゃなく小僧。リードブロックは我慢と粘りのブロックであると同時に最後に笑うブロックだ。ツッキーの徹底ネチネチブロックにさ、みんなが腹立つわけじゃん。そんでさ、よかった、間違ってなかったって思ったんだよね。
くそ、勝てない。センター。競えるとしたらネット際だけ。怖えな。
I haven't seen him dump yet.
怖いからこそ思考の猶予を与えない最短真ん中高さ勝負。
最近のバレーはどうだい？
They are grinding these points out. And I mean, this is how it should be. This is just a great match.
There's been a lot of attention on the Tsukishima-Kuro relationship.
Yeah.
Mentorship relationship.
Well, and that's what it is, right? He couldn't buy all in because it was of his own history, and Kuro was the one who took him under his wing, and you know, Bokuto played a part in that from maybe inspiring him, but Kuro taught him how to be a middle.
Well, and the tidbits that Kuro taught him were bigger contributors, I think, to him finding his love for volleyball.
I totally agree, because when you start to really understand something and you can do it, there is a joy and a confidence that comes from knowing you're good at it. And Kuro taught him how to do that. But Kuro definitely doesn't want to lose to him.
Oh, of course not. Well, even back in season 2 when all this was happening, we talked about, it's interesting that like an opponent is kind of giving this kind of information. And here we are. student and teacher facing off.
And going after it, which is fun.
But I'm like, you see the mutual respect between the liberos, between the setters, between the middles, like.
And a training camp will do that as well. Like when you spend that much time, like not just competing, but the lifetime, the eating watermelons, like the little memories in the gym afterwards when it's just 3 of you. Like that's when your friendship kind of builds outside just sport. So that is cool to see.
この前道で会った時、特別バレエ好きじゃないって言ってたよな。
影山一本ナイスチャンスボール
Ooh. Of course they covered it.
Did he get his hands on it? The grin.
I'm looking down on you, boy.
なんかお前らって不思議だよな。ライバルなのか？
別に普通に友達だけど。
リエブがサーブのローテで交代だ。マヒコ、いける？
いえ、準備不足だと思います。
そうかもね。お前の正直なとこいいよね。そしてそれを言える度胸と冷静さがお前の武器だ。言っといで。
玉彦ナイスさ。セッターがある俺がピンチサーバーとして入るってことは、最後までセッターはコズメさんで行くってこと。いつもならもうバテてる頃だと思うんだけど。
Yeah, but he's driven.
ナイスさ。
Ooh, Skyball. Get out of here.
Man, they keep.
Oh,
he's
it's
gonna
perfect.
dump. He's gonna dump.
I know this is animated, but the camera work. Excellent.
He's there. He gave it away early enough that he, oh my gosh. Time out.
今日は勝ってどう思った？次は絶対必死にさせて、悔しかったとか楽しかったとか別に以外のこと言わせるからな。
おいケンマ、大丈夫か？どっかやったか？
楽しい。
And everybody has a moment where they fall in love with volleyball.
I cry.
A little misty-eyed.
Me too. It was Hinata's like #1 goal was to get Kenma to like buy in and like fight and have fun playing and like, oh.
And it's so interesting to me that was a chess move. Kenma read the tip. Hinata went up early to show him tip, knew he was gonna come in, threw it back. Kenma realized as he was lying on the floor what he had done. It was almost as if he had met his equal in that moment. Like in that regard to the game. I love that. And honestly, there's nothing more fun than beating your friends.
I'm just smiling like an idiot over here. I'm just like, he got beaten on the play, but understanding everything they've been through, understanding the flow of the match, the chess match, the mind games, and like just conceding the fact that like you got me on that. And this is fun. Like figuring out this puzzle is fun. Like, and Kuro understands how big of a deal it is for him to say that. Like, oh my gosh, yes.
So good.
瀕死の勇者を回復して戦わせて、時には戦闘不能を蘇生して戦わせて、俺これからもうちょっと勇者にごめんねって思って戦おうと思う。
瀕死にはさせるんだな。大丈夫。バレエではあんまり人死なない。
You're missing the point. All of it.
Fukunaga's a little interesting.
Yeah, we don't know him well enough.
今、翔陽が思ってること、多分俺わかる。
Does Shoyo know what he's
敵を
thinking
倒
right
す
now?
べく死にかけの自分を操りながらいつも矛盾したことを考えてる。まだ死なないでよ。
Nice swing.
まだ
There you go. We're back at you. They stuck to that plan.
Seriously.
Oof. Match point.
Ace? Probably not against Nicole. Get up.
終わらないでほしい。
That sequence was actually really cool.
Back at the training camp.
No.
Aseka.
I can't believe they ended it that way.
ボールが滑ったんですね。ああ、なんという。ラリー中、ボールに触った全員の汗がついてますからね。すっげえな。
田中さんナイスだ。おお。
終わりだボーゲ。
I kind of hate that it ended that way. I can't be the only one.
It's heartbreaking. I was shocked the first time I saw it. I was like unwell. And it just sucks that right before that he's like, I don't want this to end.
Yeah.
Like it's like he has fully bought in for the first time and he's like, I'm loving this, I'm having fun, I don't want this to end. And that happens.
I mean, I get, you know, it's kind of ironic that it's sweat that undoes Kenma. you know what I mean? And just, it goes to the effort that he put in to get to that point. But come on, you gotta end the set that way for him. Oh, it's kind of a lunch bag letdown. I'm kind of disappointed. Like, give me a Tsukishima block or like something.
What did you think of the perspective though?
I thought that animation sequence was incredible.
It was very accurate.
Yes.
Of like what you're seeing and what you're looking at.
Following the ball around, like watching it go back and forth, a couple different people's perspectives, how chaotic that play was. Was it all his perspective?
That whole play was through Kenma's eyes.
Okay, there were a couple things that, okay, yes, fair enough. But I really liked the way they did that sequence. I thought it was really cool.
I thought it was cool, and I thought it was accurate.
Yeah. Yeah.
No?
I thought there was one perspective where it shifted, the camera shifted, but I'm probably
Well,
wrong.
at the one point they went around the gym at the training camp, but
Yeah.
that wasn't part of the play.
Yeah, I got it. But yeah, I really liked how they did that. I enjoyed this being very Kenma-centric, actually. It was cool to kind of see him, how he approached the match, how he's adjusted, how Hinata's impacted him as a player, you know, as he went through his relationship with Kuro. I really liked the way they did this. I'm pissed at how it ended.
Okay.
No, yeah. And that's what sport should be.
何切れてんの俺今日絶対熱出ると思う。
俺もコートに入りたい。
入ったじゃん。
ちゃんと入りたい。あんな風にバレエやりたい。
And that's how the rivalries continue.
Yeah.
あんなに綺麗にブロックの間抜けるのかよ。はい、いいえ。
Crowd pleaser. This is my handshake. I wonder what the lifetime record between those two coaches is.
終わりか、実感ねえな。
終わりだけど、この3年間が苦労と役と一緒でよかった。
ふざけんなかい、ふざけんなマジで。もうどいつもこいつも。お前らかがめよ、俺浮いてんだよ。また足やったみてえじゃねえかよ。
Here it is.
That same part made me cry the most every time I've watched this.
Which part specifically?
Grandpa Ukai.
There's nothing like...
And Ken was saying thank you for teaching me to play volleyball.
Yeah. Sport can give you those lifelong friends, and as much as those two old guys probably hammer on each other all the time, that's what they've done their life doing. And I'm so proud and secretly so happy that they won. Like, you know what I mean? It's awesome. It's awesome.
I'm so proud of his grandson, and like, even like thinking of the Nakoma third years like being done, like it's sad.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know what that feeling is like.
Yeah.
I was so sad I came back to school.
You're like, it's not over yet.
And I refuse for it to end this way.
またやりましょう。おい、俺が今言おうとし
してたやつ。
あ、知らねえし。
ケンマ、来年もやろうな。
やろう。
に
ケンマー、行くぞ。
じゃあまたね、翔よ。
おう、またな。
It's Kenma with all the feathers and Hinata flew away.
Kuro the heartthrob.
Of course.
あいつトサカでサバ読んでるだけだから。
聞こえてんすけど。
ごめん、ちょっとだけいい？
いいよいいよ。私お土産見てくるね。
ありがとう。こっち側へようこ
そ。おい、誰かこいつの顔取れ。ミカちゃんに見せるんだ。
まあ、あんま落ち込むことねえよ。1チーム以外全員漏れなく負けるんだ。タイミングが違うだけ、大したことじゃない。まさか本気で優勝できるなんて思ってなかっただろ
う。Yeah, they did.
確かに 100% 純粋に勝利を信じられるやつなんてなかなかいないよ
な。なんだよ、もっとキレろよ。煽りがいがねえな。実際に優勝できるかできないかなんて関係ない。負けるからやらないなんてことはないし、勝てるからやるわけじゃない。
分かってるわクソが。大将君、お口お口、録画すっぞ。
勝手に煽っといて何を勝手に切れてんだ。
うっせ、バカバカ。
もういいの？
いつからいたの？お昼何食べよっか。
オムレツかな。
いいね。
なんだあいつ。面白いやつだ。
この辺美味しいところいっぱいありそうだね。
100% 純粋に勝利を信じられるやつなんてなかなかいない。信じるとは違うかもだけど、勝ちに夢中になれるやつってのはいるよな。
次の準々決勝の相手、カモメ大高校。準々決勝。
俺が小さいから注目するんですか？
小さいことはバレーボールに不利な要因であっても苦悩の要因ではない。
2回戦と3回戦を見た。見事だった。どっちが今の小さな巨人か決めようぜ。
Throw down the gauntlet. I'm glad I watched that. It was very good. It was
Okay, yeah,
very
tell
entertaining.
us all the things. Tell us everything you're thinking.
My first thing is I wish I could have watched on the big screen.
Fair.
That's the first thing I'm thinking.
Fair.
I love that this match, I love the dynamic they created between the two teams. Of it being, it wasn't a friendly, but the dynamic between the players was really cool. And it really showcased who they were and kind of built upon the rivalry, the training camp, the player arcs. It was really, really well done. I liked how they changed some of the volleyball animation, like that scene with Kenma. They showed more views from up top. Like it was really creative and really
The like 360 during
Yeah.
a play, like they did a lot of cool stuff.
I liked how they flashed back to previous arcs or scenes or things that had happened to kind of show you the character kind of development and things that had happened in the past. I was a little surprised that it focused so much on Tsukishima, but I love that because I love him.
Yeah, I would say for Karasuno, the majority of the focus was on Tsukishima's character story and then Hinata's volleyball contribution.
I was expecting maybe a little more Tanaka, Yamamoto. Who's the left side with the... Yamamoto, kind of head to head a little bit. Just given kind of their history, I thought that would be a thing. I was surprised that it was Tsukishima that got a little more of the airtime. But
I do think I've heard some criticism and some whispers that people weren't necessarily fans of how much they focused on Kenma and Kuro's relationship.
Why?
I don't know. I think that is something that I have heard since I saw this like a year ago. But
I actually love that. I think it's so important because Kenma's an enigma in the sport. But the other thing about that, people always talk about how this changed volleyball in Japan, how it inspired people to play. Think about the types of kids that Kenma would inspire. I think leaning into that, and you have kids all the time who don't get the chance to experience sport in that way because they're not athletic when they're young or they're whatever. To have Kuro's the reason he plays. I think him coming from doing it because Kuro said he was good at something to coming around and having fun on the court, like that was some of the biggest emotion in the movie. I 100% disagree with that.
It's interesting that they focused on 2 players predominantly from each team.
Yeah, fair.
But I loved it. I wish that they were making the next part into like episodes.
I wish there was 2 more years of Haikyu ahead of us.
Like, I'm heartbroken that the Kamomidai Karasuno match is a movie, but...
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, they could have made 4 more seasons. Like one for each. They may have been a little bit. Give the people what they want, okay? Give the people what they want. We want seasons, okay? But are they gonna do a movie per round?
I think I've heard that there's 2 movies left. But then there's always whispers about other stuff. So they've made the quarterfinals, everybody. And Kenma seems excited to continue playing.
Yeah. Haikyu, the national team, would be fun.
Let's bring all the characters who we've seen over the years. Who makes the national team? Let's follow them to VNL.
Haikyu, I was just gonna say Haikyu VNL. You guys. I'm really disappointed I didn't get to watch the movie with everybody, and I'm looking forward to the next one because I will have dinner and a movie.
He will join everybody.
But this was so good.
We are caught up. Adam is caught up, most importantly, on Haikyu.
Manga time.
We are going to be continuing this. Obviously, we are waiting, just like you guys are, for the next installment of Haikyu, but we will be here and we will be ready for it when it comes. In the meantime, we'll be reading the manga and we'll be sharing our thoughts, whether here or Patreon, to be decided, but we are going to dive in to get the extra little snippets that maybe the anime didn't touch on.
Yeah. Because it's not a season.
We have loved sharing Haikyu with all of you. As I said, we're not going anywhere, so anytime there's a Haikyu anything, you can find us right here.
Including the draft that still needs to be done.
Including the draft. So This was great. Hit us up with all your thoughts, all your comments. No spoilers anymore, everybody, because unless you've read the entire manga, then like, let's not go too crazy. Okay, let's still be respectful of where we're at, but as far as the anime goes, hit us up with all your thoughts, all your comments. And as always, I'd be so excited, we would be so excited if you would like this video, subscribe to my channel, because you don't want to miss any more Haikyu updates that come across the feed.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks guys.